Welcome to this segment on assessment. In this video, we'll look at what is assessment and at some of the different types. For many of us, our ideas about assessment come from the way we were taught, but also from our disciplines and maybe even from what we've already read or heard about assessment. How does this affect how you assess students? This is an important quote instructors should remember when developing assessments. Students need to know what they need to know and do, and how they need to know and do it in order to succeed. One type of assessment is summative assessment, which is usually done at the end of a unit or term and helps determine grades. It may help determine what concepts need to be covered more by the instructor or students, but this isn't ideal since the unit or course may be over when the student gets their mark. Formative assessment, on the other hand, occurs throughout the learning process. Students and teacher can get feedback through this form of assessment, and there isn't usually a mark associated with it. This form of assessment lets both instructor and students see where there needs to be more work done before they get to the summative assessment and marks. This table shows a comparison of the two types and their purposes, whether grades are given, the importance of feedback, and how the type of assessment impacts student learning. It's important to remember that summative assessment is high stakes for the students. It can affect their admission to colleges and programs and their eligibility for scholarships and awards. While some literature uses evaluation and assessment interchangeably, for our purposes, evaluation refers to either program evaluation, the evaluation of a course, or the evaluation of teaching. These are some examples of summative assessment. They may include exams, it could be multiple choice quizzes or tests, short answer, an in-class essay, or a take-home essay, a report that has to be written by an individual or a group, or a presentation or performance also by either an individual or a group. It could be an oral examination, it could be participation on discussion boards, or more authentic assessments. So what are authentic assessments? They require learners to apply some critical thinking and problem-solving skills and are more meaningful and relevant types of assessment. And what type will be used depends on the purpose for that assessment. These are some examples of authentic assessments. It could be a letter to the editor or a politician, an interview with an expert, reflective journaling, keeping a blog, role-playing activities, model building, creating a portfolio of the student's work. It could be writing a chapter in an electronic publication or on a website. It could be creating or performing an experiment, community service learning, the use of case studies, creating informational products for an actual client, or maybe teaching other students. There are a few things you should consider when choosing your assessments, including your outcomes, the learning activities you're thinking about including, and how practical the assessment is. What types of variety and balance, when they'll take place during the class, how you'll mark the assessment, and what it will be worth. There are a number of benefits to formative assessment. You can gain a real insight into the student's strengths and where they're really struggling. You can use them as guidance to improve student understanding. This is a great way of monitoring the progress of the students in your class and how the learning's going. You can use it to gain diagnostic information about where the students are making errors. It can provide a real non-threatening environment so that students can identify and correct problems on their own or with the instructor's assistance. And it provides feedback for the instructor concerning the effectiveness of their teaching strategies and activities. These are examples of formative assessment. Things like 2-minute memos or what, so what, now what, stop, start, continue, muddiest point, or the ticket out the door. You can find examples of these on our website. Finally, these are references to some of the materials that were used in building this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch it.